Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. This is episode 10 of this career that we've been in. The last episode we grabbed some science, and I want to grab a little more. I'm going to grab this heavy rocketry. And that's going to allow us to build something that's going to let us get through some of these missions. Oops, went wrong place. It's going to help us complete some more money-making missions and some crew-grabbing missions. So we have a lot of these where we can grab somebody who's stranded in low Kerbin orbit. And we really don't have any other option than to actually take all of those that we can get. At the same time, we can get rich by taking Taurus into orbit. And again, as long as it's low Kerbin orbit, we're taking it. Suborbital, I don't want to mess with that right now. Again, all of these are suborbital and orbit because that's all we can do. We've never gone to the moon. No Taurus is going to ask to go there right now. So that's to our benefit. So we're just going to grab these. And we're going to grab these. And we're going to grab these. Rescue, and he is in low Kerbin orbit. We're going to grab that. So I have been screwing around with this, so I already have something a little bit built, and I wanted to save some time. We had this one for 20 suborbital. We aren't going to quite pull that off with this one. I didn't name it. I should have. But here we have one that can hold up to 11. And we have some of these people are all on the same missions. And so it's kind of important, not necessarily important, but it's nice to line up if we're going to get as many of these as we can back to complete some of these things. So we can look here and we can see that we want Ted Bass to be there, and we need Narum and Asados and Tamster and Erster. And we're going to go ahead and do we have anybody? Well, yeah, we definitely have a lot of other people. And I think we should try to, rescue at least 3. We could try to rescue 5, but that may be pushing it. I really don't know because it's been a while and I don't know how much fuel this is really going to take for us to get in all these different orbits. So let's go ahead and do Dude, Pont, and Connor as well. And then we'll rescue 3. We'll probably have more fuel than we need, but we'll go ahead and call this 11 Crew Orbiter. Save that. And so this is kind of cool. Like I said, we're going to launch this thing. We're going to rescue 3 of the most convenient ones to rescue. I'm not going to do it in any particular order. And then we're going to splash down, and that'll be our mission. So let's go ahead and hop on out here, and let's hope for the best. I believe this is lined up properly. We shall see. May have a little overkill on here. Don't really know. May have left something out. That's probably more likely. Yeah, and I see what I left out already. Notice I don't have any fins on this aircraft. So we'll go ahead and revert the flight before we've done anything, thank goodness. We'll zip back to the vehicle assembly. And we'll go ahead and put fins on this thing because I like stability in my rockets. And having the center of lift that far back in the craft gives you a lot of stability. Especially when I got all this crap at the top. That's going to be important, or it could be important. All right, we're going to go here. We're going to go here, set the liquid fuel up full. Everything goes, and it put Jeb in the cockpit. I specifically have a probe there, so we're going to Unfortunately, we're going to revert flight again because I don't think there's a way we can take him out of the craft sensibly. Don't know why it did that. Hey, he's gone now. That actually means we can rescue 4 astronauts. So, whatever. That's cool. Actually, this top one needed to be empty anyways because that's where the door is. So, as it turns out, that might be good. That all of that just happened. So we're going to rescue 4 astronauts. Or Kerbinauts, or people, or Kerbals, or I don't know. Alright. Put on stability support. Crank the liquid fuel up. We're going to go ahead and launch this thing. I'd like to bend it start a little bit, the gravity turn. Especially when I have solid rocket boosters on this thing, because they never, you gotta fight them. This is basically what it comes down to. I'm gonna slow down the amount of liquid fuel we are expending, because we have way more than enough speed to do what we're trying to do, and I'm having a real hard time getting this thing to turn, to roll while we're going this fast with that much resistance. We're about to lose the solid rocket boosters. I would have liked to have been at a much different arc than this. We're going to go ahead and move up, and then should be a lot easier to control now, and it is. We want to be going basically this way now, because we're arced way too high. That was not a good thing, but we'll be all right. We're still arced. Almost rather do that and burn a little extra fuel, which seems contradictory, but it's actually kind of working. It's getting us more in line to the orbits that we want. I'm going to go ahead and we wasted a little bit of fuel doing that, but we are going pretty fast, and that's important. And we'll fix this later in the end of the world if one side of the orbit is higher than the other, because we have to catch up to these things, or we have to slow down whatever to that and let them catch up to us. And having an orbit that's just a tad bit high on one side, we're going to have to do that anyway, so that happens. So we'll go ahead. We've got this lined up. It's amazing how hard this thing is to turn, and probably to stop once it is turning. There we go. I'm going to like it when we have the technology where I can just say, go to that point, but we certainly are not there yet. We've got a burn time of 52, so when this is about 26 seconds is when we're going to burn. I'm going to speed it up just ever so slightly. And then slow it down about now, so I can burn now, but I can burn now. Oh, well, a little bit late, but not the end of the world. Only has to be close. And we can see our orbit, our lack of orbit right now, bending outward. We're going to be at the apoapsis in just a few more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We are at the apoapsis. Actually, we're probably a little bit forward because we have been burning a little bit. But we have 23 more seconds. So at this point in time, we're actually falling. If I took it back to this page, we're actually, falling out of orbit right now. Gravity is winning. But as we burn this way, we're going to start falling slower than we're going this way, and we're going to basically fall, but we'll miss the Earth, which is oddly what basically an orbit is when you get right down to it. All right, so we're good here. Periapsis is probably a little low. Let's go see what that looks like. Yeah, we'll burn just a tad bit more. Not according to that burn, but we're just going to burn in the direction that we need to burn, and there we go. So what's going to happen is we'll get around to here. We'll figure out which one is the closest one to catch up to us, and or that we can, to catch up to us, and we will burn out to it, kind of like that. All right. It's not for a while, so I'm going to speed this forward. That should be us. I only have us burning for a second. And we're not even on the top stage. We're going to have so much extra fuel for this. I'm trying not to do that. It just kind of... The problem is this ship right now is so large that it's difficult to control unless the rocket engine in the back is running, and obviously that's not a desirable thing to have happen when we're not lined up. But we are now, and we're just going to go ahead and do this, and we're just going to keep that for a little bit. And I know we have so much extra of this. I'm just going to go ahead and stage. And we're going to just use this rocket. And it's just going to be so much easier to control. I don't like having that debris in orbit, but it is going to have to happen. All right, so this one is going to be the one that catches up to us. As we go around here, it's going to have a smaller orbit, and so we'll set that as the target. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to throw an add maneuver in here in between the two of these things. And as I do a plus, it kind of shows how close we're going to be getting. So that's actually not too bad. We're going to be close. I'm going to go ahead and mess with it as we get closer, but yeah, that's accidentally where just about what we want. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward this a little bit. Kind of amazing. And see, because we sped up, ironically, down here we're going faster. And because we're going faster here, it's actually going to take us longer. So by speeding up, we actually are going to get here later than the other ship. Well, not sure later, but it's going to take us longer overall from the last time we were there. And so eventually, he's going to be kind of close. As we mentioned. So what I am going to do here is I'm going to slow us down to nothing here. And I don't really want to mess too much with it here. I'm just going to go ahead and come over to here maybe, and we will see if I can. It's not doing what I wanted, so let's just drive it this way for a while. That's not working either. Huh. Well, it doesn't help that. All right, let's try this again. It seems to me, I just keep forgetting how to do this, unfortunately. It's just been a while. Is that the one that we want? No. We're getting close. I think what we need to do, in all honesty, is to forget this, and that's pretty far. We may go to a different ship if I can't figure it out. We're am I? It should be obvious. There I am. Yeah, unfortunately, I should have burned back there, and I didn't. I just didn't. I was on too much of the time acceleration. And that was the time to really do the burn. So I might be able to pull something stupid off here. I don't know. That's going to be pretty weird. We'll give it a shot. Oh, darn it. That's not what I wanted to do. What did I do that? Okay, that does not seem to be working well, unfortunately. It did move that back a little ways, but that's about all it did. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to warp to here. And I'm going to try to aim back at the target in a little bit. This is a goofy way to do this. And it's so far away. So what we want to do is, amazingly enough, this. Now, I'm going to have to do a lot of fancy-dancy here, if this works, and I don't think it's going to. This is a real mistake, but yeah, why not? I'm trying to get to that, and the problem is this just isn't going to work. The problem, it just is not going to work, because I'm trying to back up to it, and I just can't really do that. So instead, what we are going to do, let's try to make sure I can stay in orbit. Kind of undo what I just did. Darn it. The problem is I keep hitting the wrong keys. So... So I don't even, I see a periapsis here, 87 and 76. Okay, that should work. Man, it's just too bad, because there's just no way. We're pretty close there. How close is that? 34? Yeah, this is silly, but when I get to here, I'm going to add a maneuver. Let's just see if any of this works. Not sensibly. I mean, it's 29. That's better. But yeah, that just seems like a waste of time. So I'm going to go ahead and set this one as a new target. And if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's just keep doing this. Nah, let's not keep doing this. That's crazy. I apologize. It's been a long time since I have messed with this. Alright, this is annoying. Okay, we are going to... Come on. When it gets to here... we're going to expand that out just ever so much. Not much, just a little. Okay, let's try to do this sensibly. We may have less fuel than I thought if I keep this up. Alright, again, doesn't really matter. We just need to kind of get close. Alright, so let's see if I remember how to do this now. What we're going to do this time is I'm going to put the burn Or is it? It didn't do it. I'm going to put a burn. Really? I'm going to put a burn between these 2 points. And we should be able to see, come on, how this progresses if it cooperates. But it's not cooperating because it's not letting me scroll in and out. So, what is going on? Okay, now it is. All right. So what I want to be able to do, if it will let me, is bring these around how many orbits until we get close. We just passed, so it's that. And if we do that, we can just do this, and then we're really close. We get really closer than that. That's pretty close. We can do that. You can even get better than that. Oh, please. 1.5. That's awesome. All right. So this is going to be 5 hours and 59 minutes from now. So you can bet that we're going to warp to that. This is going to be a while, and the reason it is, it's going to have to make several orbits. But we're not going to be using much fuel, and we're going to be pretty close to that craft when we finally do approach it. And what's great about that is it should be easy to aim to and pick up. It's funny. It has just been a while since I've done this. Now, for whatever reason, we seem to have gone into regular mode. Maybe because I was screwing around on the keyboard, but I didn't think so. I am not sure. Oh, I know. Because I didn't say to warp to next maneuver. I said to warp here. Okay, it's going to be one of these. We just have to warp around and around and around and around and around. It all sort of makes sense now. What I can do, and I forgot I had it. This is a great mod. It's called Kerbal Alarm Clock. And we can just add an alarm for when that's supposed to be here in 4 hours. And it'll slow down for us. I forgot I had that installed. Wonderful mod, especially when you have multiple missions happening at once. But it's great for stuff like this, too, because it's like this is kind of painful to sit through for no readily apparent reason, and it slows you down about perfectly. And it tells you have, so we'll delete it on close, and we will zip over here, and where are we? Oh, that's us. So we're going to burn here. We should probably think about getting in the right place or the right position for that. It's always a good idea when the rocket's pointing in the right direction. All right, here we go. It's going to be pretty quick. I'm not even going full burn. It's just... I want this to be as precise as possible. Now, I'm not going to get that because of timing and stuff like that, but... Let's see how close we are. 1.3. That's pretty good. So we're going to wait until we hit about here. And we're going to warp there. We got to be able to see it pretty clearly. We'll just aim towards it, basically. We'll make sure we're thrusting towards the craft. All right. Come on. I want to actually grab the craft. Oh, come on. All right. So we're just going to do it this way then. We're going to do it towards the target. And what's nice about this is this tells us our speed relative to the target, and we are going like ridiculously fast. So we are going to try to push this so it's over. Basically, what we're doing in the long run is we are making sure we are directionally pointed towards the target that we are aiming towards, which at least directionally as far as where the ship itself is pointed. Now, why I can't see the target, I don't know. Oh, because we're pretty far out yet. Look how close we are now. We're going to be right on each other. Look at the separation from that last burn. Separation 0.0. Now, the only thing that's going to be bad about that is we still are going pretty freaking fast. So since I know we're on a almost, I want to say perfect intercept course, we're going to aim it this way. And we'll just keep kind of running in for a little bit, and then, whoopsie, did we just pass it? I just screwed that up, didn't I? All right, it doesn't matter. We're close enough. I don't want to do that, though, because now I'm going too fast the other direction. It's too hard to do this. It's been too long. I just saw it go shooting by, so. Oh, dear God. This is funny in a sad way. All right. I want you to be this way. Okay. Okay, I think we can handle 4.5. Let's make sure we flip over fast enough to do this. I would really like this thing to be outlined, and I don't know why it isn't. It's the target, so it should have, at least I thought, it would have like a little bracket around it to say, hey, this is where it is. There it is, though, however. All right. We're actually close. Probably farther than... Why aren't you lighting up? I don't know if we're close enough that we can actually do anything with it, so we're just going to tap it a little bit. I don't recall this being as painful as this. It seems like I kind of had this down a little bit better in the past. And it may just be because I don't have the right things on board or a pilot on board to like see it. And that's why it's not targeting this properly. I don't know. But seems odd that I don't know like the distance of that and so forth. It's obviously getting close, so. All right, that's pretty good. Have it here. We're going to rename the vessel to Debris. I don't really care. She's an engineer. She's going to EVA out. We're going to have her let go, turn on her little rockets, and let's hope I can do this better than I did the other stuff. Alright, so she's facing funny for some reason. That's probably because of the view I'm in. There we go. I'll just aim her towards this ship. I don't really remember where the front of this is relative to... Oh, there it is. Good. Oops. Good Lord. Alright. It has just been too long. This used to make me really insane, so I don't feel bad that I'm struggling with it a little bit now. I can grab, boom, board, boom. And we have an engineer. We're going to take this engineer and we are going to transfer crew. And we are going to transfer them into one of these blue places. We're going to pick that one. And we're going to pick another one when this one looks like a good one to pick. So let's set that one as target and see what it would take to... We're going to have an encounter almost perfectly right up there. Where are we at? That's a big separation. That's hardly perfect. So what we're going to do is we are going to hop between these. We're going to add a maneuver. I don't see where the other one... There it is. Looks like we may end up with a very nice one right there. Make it better or worse? Better. Alright, that's really good there. I should have left it. We'll leave it there. Alright, that's going to be in 9 minutes. We're going to have a pretty decent intercept there. Maybe starting to get the rust out. Alright, Raymond. And we will fast forward to next maneuver. Alright, we're going to come up to here. We're not even... Speed this up a little bit, get us to where we can burn. Oops, I'm a little late, but we don't really have much of a burn, so I don't really care. Alright, good enough. Alright, it wasn't good enough. I'm going to go just the opposite of this. I'm going to go to 270 on the other side of this and burn just a little bit, and we're just going to get that down. I'm not really burning at the target on purpose. It just so happens that that's the opposite of the way. That's pretty good. Alright, we're going to leave it that. We're going to wait till we're here. And then we're going to intercept. Or rendezvous, I suppose, is probably the word we're looking for. Alright, so once again, we're pointing towards the target. We're not going too ridiculously fast. I do want to push that direction, however. I'd rather go slower and straighter to the target, which is kind of what I did by burning that way. Way over here, though. There we go. If we go to this side, that's going to even be closer. Look at that, 0.5. Granted, not as good as 0.1, but slow it down a little bit on this side now. I overshot the mark, it looks like. But I like it that we're slowing it down a little bit because there you go. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and make that about half because it's much nicer to be able to be able to control the thrust a lot better and have slower speeds to deal with. So while not having as much thrust coming out of that engine, I'm hopefully not going to need it so much. Go for just speed that up. As you can see, we're starting to slide off of this, so I am going to, whoops, I'm going to bring this up. Once again, we're going to add just a little bit of thrust, and that brings us even closer. 0.3. Probably going to do this. There you go. 0.2. So let's go ahead and so this is relative to the craft. That's why it's 1.7 meters per second, which is, you know, we have a ways to go. So I'm going to speed this up. We're getting closer and closer and closer. And, oops. Ah. Now we passed it because I hit the wrong freaking, I hit the speed up button rather than the don't go faster than this button. That's okay. We're not horribly off. It's just not as good as it could have been. All right. Now it's pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and even make that better. Yeah, we're going in with such little relative speed. This is awesome. If we can just more or less keep on the target, I don't even need to really correct all that much. See, when do we hit? It's going to be a little bit, so we're going to warp to here. That's the same thing, right? I mean, we're just going to try to aim right at it. I mean, we're going to be... And there it is. So... Just got to find where... Not that way. We just have to find where the, yeah. I need to be able to blast against our relative speed. That's probably good enough. We're going to come over here. We are going to rename this vessel into debris. We're going to go ahead and wherever he is. There we go. I'm going to turn on his light, I think, maybe. No, he doesn't have one. All right, we're going to go ahead and let go. Turn on his... Maybe light will work now. Maybe not. We're just going to slowly move him over. He's actually pretty close and pretty on target for where he needs to go. There we go. He's grabbed. He's boarded. What is he? He's a pilot. Cool. Not that that's really going to help us, but cool. I mean, it's not going to help us now. We are going to go ahead and... Where is it at? Transfer crew. We are going to transfer, and we're going to pick one of the blue ones, and doesn't really matter. So we have two more to I think 2 more to fill. One of these and one here. So let's pick the next one. All right, we have this one right here. We have a pretty decent separation right there. Might be able to alter that a little bit. Let's see what happens if I add a maneuver about right here. Did that make it better? Not particularly. Alright, maybe we can make it somewhat better. But let's see what happens if I... 4.1, 3.0, 2.7, 2.4, 2.5. Let's take it a little off. A little too much. Let's go with the 2.4 and see what we can do. And we'll have many, 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 many Kerbals. We still have plenty of fuel. Hope you guys have plenty of patience watching this video. Alright, I am going to warp to the next maneuver. It's just not that much of a burst, even with it reduced to half. Speed this up a little still. I don't know what happened there. Let's just see what happens. 2 point. All right. We're going to warp to about here. And see what we can do that was similar to the last time. I'm glad I'm starting to remember a little bit of how this works, because it can be mind-bending. It can be. All right, we're here. We know what the target's supposed to be, and we're approaching it fairly quickly. But we're going to go ahead and speed that up just a little. And then we'll slow it down on the flip side. That actually made it worse. All right, we are. We will slow it down on this side. Alright, so we're aiming towards the craft. There we are. Still says that we're doing it at 2.4, so I don't know how that didn't improve it, but it clearly did not. All right. We're going to, I think we're just going too slow is the problem, which wasn't the problem the last time, but it is the problem this time. It's weird. It is just not getting closer when I do this, and I don't see it. That's the one thing that bothers me about the way that some of this is kind of behaving, is that I am not seeing the ship. And it's weird to me that I am not seeing... I mean, we're right next to each other. We're supposed to intersect, even though our separation never seems to get closer. I don't understand that. I'm just going to burn right on this thing for a little bit and see what happens. All right. Well, that got us a little closer. It's weird. That is really weird, but it's working. I probably need to do that on the other side now. That's weird. I'm gonna just let this go to here, and we're gonna warp it a little bit more. And once again, we're just going to kind of try to drive closer into this. This one is being weird. They're all being weird. The other thing I need to do is I need to start slowing it down. I didn't notice that before. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to chase this. So what's the separation? 0.1. We are definitely doing better. I'm gonna hop into this view. Cannot see the craft, but we're not really aiming at it in a meaningful way yet. Do not see it. There it is. All right, I think we just need to aim at the ship now, which should be over here. I think that's it. Yeah. So we need to turn against our velocity. And be ready to fire this thing when it gets close. And then we're going to have another, whatever this is, on board. I shouldn't say another. Pilot and an engineer, I believe, is what we have on board right now. Taking a while. I'm just going to speed it up. Hopefully we'll hit the right keys this time. Okay. I'm going to do it like that. So we're kind of aiming towards the ship. A little bit less of a spacewalk for our rescue to perform. Speed that up just a little. Takes a while, especially when you're not going that fast relative to each other. Okay, we're close. We're gonna zip over here. Jeanette Kerman. We're gonna go ahead and change her vessel to debris. What is she? She's a scientist. All right, sweet. We're gonna go open that up. We're gonna hit that, and we need to figure out where in the world. Okay, let me zip to here, and we will spin this a little bit. I think well, it doesn't help now because she's moved. All right, go this way, go this way. Trying to aim the I was trying to aim the hatch towards her, but it just didn't really do what I thought it was going to do. The view is messed up on this, I think. There we go. Every once in a while, the view gets messed up on this, and these commands don't exactly do what you think they're going to do. Come on. Grab. Board. I think we've taken a crew report from up here. I think we have. But while we're here, she's the scientist. She's our one that's already out. Have we done an EVA report up here? No, we haven't. So let's grab that and keep the experiment while we're here. All right, and we need to move her. We need to transfer to the only one that's left. I think we only have one more spot. Is that us? Where are we at? That must be us. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and grab onto Jurgis's as a possible next step. We're going to change our orbit, or we're going to be relative to orbit now is what I want our speed to be. I want to point towards now the direction that we are traveling relative to that, to our orbit. And we're going to speed that up a little bit. Actually, we're going to speed that up a lot a bit. We're going to get that to about, yeah, something like that. And we're just going to wait between these two things, and we're going to add a maneuver without really adding a maneuver, and we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So what would it take? Probably none of it's going to help if it's there. So I think what I can do, what I'm trying to accomplish here is to come up with a point where these guys really match, and they don't yet. So let's go ahead and add one more, and then come back out and see what happens if I just take this off a little bit. We can work with that. So let's work with that. It's 2 days away. So we are obviously going to do my little Kerbal alarm clock trick. going to go ahead and do that. Zip down to here. And put it to fast forward. We really didn't need to do it like this. We're just really wasting, not wasting. We're really preserving a lot of fuel that we don't need to preserve. So, we're wasting days, I guess, for no readily apparent reason in this game. But, yeah, it just doesn't matter. Speed that up just a little. This should put us on a pretty good trajectory. Okay, so where are we at? Up here is what we're looking for. 1.9 is not perfect. Better, worse. Better. That's probably about as good as we're going to get it. So let's go ahead and warp to here. So this is pretty nice. All right. Again, let's focus on, we want to go back relative to the target. We're going fast. Kind of going the long way here, but where am I? Maybe I'm not. I want to chase this. I want to chase that to there and to the pink. And that's a nice little target right there. That's 2. That's a lot better. So we're going to go ahead and go to here. We're going to warp. And we'll correct again. That should put us right on top of each other. Kind of interesting as this happens because, you know, it's hard to differentiate sometimes as to what's really happening because you've got to realize you're doing it. You're both moving in a circle. And it just kind of gets mind-bending because it's not like you're just like driving from one place to another. You're both going in a circle and you're trying to catch up and slow down to each other. And that's crazy stuff. He's going really fast, so I'm going to go ahead and... Whoops, that did not work the way I wanted it to, but that's okay. We can correct. And we shall correct. And what I need to do is slow down a little bit. Shoot, if I can get onto it. Let's speed this up a little. Yeah, still speed that up a little. All right, we're gonna move this down to here, and this down to here, and this to here. We'll cancel out our relative speed. All right, the other thing I'm going to do is, it's hard to see up there, but I am going to aim towards them. At the same time, we're going to put on our lights, so it'll at least maybe be a little easier to see. We're going to hop over to this craft. He's got a bit of a ways to go. That's okay. We're going to rename, where's it at? Rename vessel to debris. That way we're not chasing it in the future. We got another scientist. Sweet. And okay, I am off. We need to do that. Did I need to change the view? Maybe I did. Sweet. Got it. Hopefully I'll do this a little bit better than I have been. This is quite the learning curve again. It's not that it's hard. It's again, it's hard to think about because you know you keep moving in certain directions and it's relative to the suit. We're gonna grab. We're gonna board, and I'm pretty sure we have no room to transfer to anywhere else. Transfer crew, transfer, everything's orange. So, guess we don't transfer, which means we are ready to deorbit. We have so much extra fuel. This would be we could do way more rescues than we just did. We're gonna put this back into a perspective of orbit. So we haven't rescued everybody yet, but we've got a whole lot of tourists that did more than pay for this flight by the time we land it. And we've got, instead of paying for our new Kerbinauts, we have instead rescued them, and we'll get paid for rescuing them. So, all right. Bring that down into the 50s someplace. That's probably good enough. We'll go ahead and get rid of that. And we're ready. So, all we have to do is wait around for re-entry to happen. It'll let us know right then. Aim towards the direction that, aim the opposite direction. Put the heat shields. We're aiming those towards the where we're headed. So when that starts heating up, they'll ablate and protect the ship. We're going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit. Fast as you can speed it up in the atmosphere. Trying to control it since I am speeding it up. It's a little weird, but in the upper atmosphere, it doesn't matter too much, and it'll sort of self-correct as it goes down, just because presumably that's how, it's built to respond. So those are facing the way they should be. And we're slowly going down, and as this goes down, you can watch on here. The apoapsis goes down and the periapsis goes down, and they all go further down and further down and further down. So we're eventually going to push that down to 0. And pretty soon, you're going to be out of the atmosphere. That one is in the atmosphere. So even the apoapsis is suborbital now. And just kind of aiming it up like this. We probably really don't need those heat shields, but at the rate that we're coming in, but it's not going to hurt to have them. We're going to get most of our money back from them. Again, I'm just trying to somewhat keep it in the right position. It mostly keeps itself in the right position. I could probably flip it over if I wanted to, but I don't really know what would happen. I don't know how well that would work. Just because there's so much going around it right now. There's a lot of force keeping it in the position that it's in, or close to the position that it's in. As witnessed there. I can influence it. I can influence it a lot, but not necessarily the way that I want to. All right. First set of parachutes are available. Those are our drogues. That's an interesting look and feel. Like how the battery or the reaction wheel is just kind of jumping off. Slow that down just a little bit. All right, those are down. I'm going to go ahead and bring out the rest of the chutes. And we're just going to fast forward our way down. That is hilarious. I don't know what caused that, but that's hilarious. So we've done quite a bit in this whole thing. We have saved a lot of these guys. We haven't saved all of them. There wasn't room to save all of them. We eliminated a couple of contracts, a couple of big contracts. Well, one big contract and a smaller of these tourists. And again, 4 rescues. So not bad at all. And something we haven't done here, because hopefully we can do it here. Roll. Need to EVA this guy. It does not want to do it. Let's see if it'll do it this way. And I'll see if I can get this guy out no matter what anyways. It seemed to be letting me. All right, we are going to take a surface sample because water is important. EVA report doesn't do anything, so we're not good here. We're going to reboard. We're going to recover the vessel. We have some science out of this. This is kind of amazing. We're not a lot, but maybe enough to buy yet another thing. So that's cool. And all right, 90 science. We have exactly enough to buy something else. We've replenished a lot of our funds. Reputation is going up. We've managed to get all of this tourist stuff done. If I went in here, we'd have more rescue missions and more of these. Low Kerbin orbit, it's a deal. Ferry 2 tourists, it's a deal. In low Kerbin orbit, it's a deal. 6 tourists this time. I mean, that's money. That's decent money. And let's see, what's this one? Low Kerbin orbit. Oh, I didn't even see this one. Ferry a VIP safely, and that's just suborbital. There's no money in that one. I'm just going to let that one expire. Otherwise, I would jump on it. So we've got a lot of new things we can do, which is pretty much the same mission that I did before. I'm going to probably do some of these offline just because I don't want to be that repetitive, and these are long missions, as you have seen. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at that for right now. And do me a favor, if you like this video, you like Kerbal Space Program, please go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, tell people about it. Let's grow this channel together. As always, have a great day and be safe.